All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. I do apologize that my voice is loud and in the exhibit hall, but if you'd like to come and see some slides, come on over. Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to take control of your career transition so you stop letting your career happen to you. I am Carolyn Sangal, and by the end of this talk, you'll know exactly what you need to do to make sure you navigate your next career move with clarity and confidence. And stick around, I've got a free gift for those who are here at the end of the presentation. You don't want to miss it. Okay, so I've been through my own career transitions more than once. After grad school, I thought I had everything figured out. I'd networked in Ohio, built connections, and was ready for a career there. But then I met my fiance, and he had a solid job in North Carolina. So he suggested I look for work there instead of both of us starting something new. So what did I do? I pivoted fast. The key lesson here is flexibility. Sometimes the path you thought you'd take isn't the one that leads to your greatest success. Career transitions are a natural part of life. Today I'll walk you through the exact steps you can use to navigate your career transition with confidence. We're going to focus on three key things: understanding why transitions happen, creating a plan, and taking action. When I entered the workforce, like most people, I had a clear vision of how my career would go. Straight up. More responsibility, more money, and I thought I'd be loyal to one company for the long haul. Simple, right? I bet a lot of you may have thought the same thing, or maybe thinking the same thing. Start at the bottom, work hard, climb the ladder until retirement. But here's the thing that I learned. Careers aren't linear. The straight line you imagined, yeah, toss it out the window. Life happens, and that neat, predictable path gets replaced with squiggles, twists, and turns you never saw coming. So today I'm going to show you how to embrace those squiggles, how to navigate the transitions that will inevitably happen, and most importantly, how to come out on top stronger and more aligned with your true self. Here's how my career unfolded. I started in Ohio, graduated, got married, moved to North Carolina, and joined Lord Corporation. It's now known as Parker Hannifin. I developed new test methods, developed structural adhesives, including one commercialized product that brought in over $1 million of sales in just 6 months. Sounds like a dream, right? And while that was happening, life was happening too. See, life doesn't stop for your career. I had my first child. And then boom, right before my second was born, I got laid off. Yeah, laid off. I was shocked to be caught up in that because I previously thought that anyone who got laid off must have done something wrong. And then I learned, sometimes no matter how good you are, the company has to make business decisions that can leave good people out in the cold. At that time, I was one of 10% of the company, one of 300 that was affected. Although I never thought I would be the stay-at-home mom type, once I was home with kids, I actually enjoyed it. So when my youngest started kindergarten, I was surprised to get an unexpected phone call that changed everything. A recruiter called asking if I wanted to move to Detroit and work for a competitor of my former employer. No thanks, I said, but I asked where the recruiter was calling from. And it was really interesting. They were located not even 10 minutes from my house. It was a firm specializing in the chemical industry. So there I was, having an opportunity to use my skills in a completely different way. See, opportunities don't always come in the package you expect. Sometimes they're right in front of you, but you have to ask the right questions to see them. So I took that opportunity and I ran with it. I had flexibility to work from home when needed. I helped people, and I eventually earned more money than I had before as a scientist. But here's the kicker. While I was crushing it at work, earning global top performer awards year after year, my health was falling apart. I put so much pressure on myself to outperform year after year and trying to be an involved supermom that I was living in a constant state of high stress, gained a lot of weight, developed high blood pressure, an irregular heart rate, and had heart surgery. And then COVID happened, and our entire household was high risk. But I still pushed to excel, but now work was home, always, and so was everyone else. And I was unraveling. My fuse was short with everyone. and I wasn't the person I wanted to be. My husband, God bless him, finally sat me down around our 20th wedding anniversary and said, "This isn't sustainable. I want you around for another 20 years or 40 years and not just grinding yourself into an early grave." And that's when I knew it was time for a major pivot. Success doesn't mean anything if you're sacrificing your health. I was winning at work, but losing in life. So I strategically planned my exit, then left, and made it my mission to heal, understand who I was, what I did best, and created the much-needed resource I wish I previously had, my elite and transformative career coaching company, Next Success. Here's a statistic that should slap you awake. Gallup tells us 80% of people are dissatisfied with their jobs. 80%. That's not just a number, it's a crisis. 8 out of 10 people, even here, are walking around day in and day out in miserable in jobs that they either fell into or can't seem to escape. I was in that 80%. I was a global top performer. On paper, I was killing it, but inside I was suffocating. I was chasing success, but it wasn't my success. I was living someone else's idea of what achievement looked like, and it was killing me, literally. So the first step to getting out of that 80% is admitting something's wrong. You can't fix what you don't acknowledge. So ask yourself, am I one of the 80%? And if so, what am I going to do about it? Here's the thing no one actually says out loud, but I am here to start a movement. Questioning your career is normal, and it happens at predictable stages. The first two line up to transitions from education to the workforce. So at 18, you graduate high school. At 22, perhaps you graduate college. A lot of us here had another one at around 26 or so. But then every 7 to 10 years later, you hit a turning point and you start wondering, is this it? Is this what I'm gonna do forever? And you've probably had those thoughts yourself. See, I've been through those transitions, but previously, every time that they were there, I ignored them. I ignored that nagging voice telling me something wasn't right. And I kept telling myself, I'm successful. I'm making good money. I should be happy. I should be grateful. And I was shitting all over myself. But deep down, I knew I wasn't aligned with what I was meant to do. See, these turning points are your chance to reassess. If you've been feeling stuck or unsatisfied, don't push those feelings away. That's your mind telling you it's time for a change. And the question is, are you going to listen? Now, here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Work-life balance is a myth. There's no work you and home you. There's just one you. And if you're miserable at work, guess what? That stress comes home with you and it spills out and over into every aspect of your life. See, I used to think I could compartmentalize and I'd leave my work stress at the door, right? Wrong. It doesn't work like that. When you're not aligned with your career, regardless how well you can do it, when you're not living your true purpose, that stress follows you everywhere. You need alignment. Your work has to match your personal values, your skills, your vision for your life. And when there's a disconnect, everything feels like a struggle. But when it's aligned, that's when things flow. So how do you get aligned? I just so happen to have developed the Next Success method to help you figure out exactly who you are, what you do best, and how to align your career with your life. It's the same process I used, and many others that I've brought through the program have had amazing success as well. See, I help Next Chapter explorers become authentic success creators. This method is built on 4 pillars. The first is natural abilities, what comes naturally to you. The second is communication behavior. How do you interact and connect with others? The third is mental fitness. How do you handle stress and challenges without breaking? And the fourth is creating an integrated vision. How do you align all areas of your life, not just your job? This method wasn't something I pulled out of thin air. I treated it like a second dissertation and developed it after years of intense research and finding scientifically validated assessments to be the foundation. Going through my own transitions and helping others through theirs, I found it to be quite successful. If you want to create real success, your success, you need to start with these 4 pillars, and everything else builds on that. The whole person model is a foundational element of the Next Success method. It helps you take a step back and look at the big picture. It's not just about what you can do. It's about understanding all the pieces that make you who you are and then creating a vision for your life, then your career. So we consider your career developments, where you are in the career development cycle or your career development stage like this. An 18-year-old has a whole different outlook and willingness to do certain types of work compared to a 50-year-old who's decided already what they will and won't do and who they will and won't do it for. Natural abilities we talked about is what comes easily to you. Skills is what you've invested time in to learn. Interests are what fascinates you. Personal style is how you approach work and communication, what environments give you energy and what takes energy away. Then family. Your family of origin has a tremendous influence on how you view work in the first place, and your family now also affects the decisions that you make. Your values are what is important to you, and your goals are what you want to accomplish. So after considering all of these, my people then create a vision for their life, then a vision for their career. And this integrated vision really helps one to be fulfilled. See, earlier in my career, I ignored most of these factors. I wasn't aware that they needed to be considered. I focused on my location, job title, paycheck, and I pushed everything else to the back burner. But it wasn't until I paused, assessed my whole self, and created an authentic vision for my personal and professional success that I realized what was missing. Most of us go through life asking, what's the next step? But let me flip that on its head. What would you love to do next? What is that dream job that you'd create if you could throw all the rules out the window? It's time to stop thinking small. Instead of asking, what's the safe move, or what should I do next, ask yourself, what do I want? What is the job that would give me purpose and fulfillment? And you can look at these 6 factors: challenge, location, advancement, money, people, and security, like job security. You can rank them based on what's important to you right now, from 1 to 6, 1 being most important, 6 being least, although still important. That clarity will help guide you as you start to design your ideal career path. When I was going through my transitions, I didn't always have a clear map. I wasn't sure where I could go or where I wanted to go. And sometimes I was reacting to circumstances rather than being proactive. That's how most people operate. They drift. But you can't get to any destination if you don't know where you're going. So let's say it's Friday night, you want to go out to dinner, and you get in the car. But where are you actually going? You need to put that into the GPS. So just like you need a map for dinner, your career journey also needs a map. It's not enough to float and hope you get to where you want to be. You need a plan, a route, a clear understanding of where you're heading. Now, of course it can change, but at least you were going somewhere. So the Next Success method could be your map. It's designed to help you navigate career transitions with purpose, clarity, and intentionality. And if you don't have a map, you'll get lost. So let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. But then the next thing, after a map of where you're going, you need another map. It's an acronym. You need a massive action plan. Those are the steps that you're willing and wanting to take to help you get to where you want to be. See, chances are you may have identified some things that you want to do, but you may need some new skills to help you. So once you've identified the skills, then when are you going to take action to achieving them? Perhaps you'll enroll in a class. Perhaps you'll be one of my clients and create your own authentic success. When I left my high-stress job and launched my own coaching company, it was about stepping into my next success. I had to decide what success looked like for me, and it wasn't what I'd been chasing for years. It was something bigger and something more meaningful. So your next success isn't just a job title or a paycheck. It's about living a career and a life that are fully aligned with who you are and what you want. So ask yourself, what is your next success? What would your life look like if you were fully aligned with your purpose and values? That's the goal you should be working toward, not just the next job, but the next success. Before we wrap up, here's how you can continue making progress on your career journey. I've put together a free workbook. Come on, scan the code for a free workbook, everybody. It is designed to help you reflect on where you are, where you want to go, and how to get there. It's called the Navigating Career Transitions Workbook, and it is filled with practical exercises to guide you to your next step-by-step success. All you need to do is scan this QR code, and the workbook will be delivered directly to your inbox. So whether you're feeling stuck, unsure of your next step, or ready for a major shift, this workbook will give you the clarity and direction you need. So take action now, grab your free copy, and start building the career and life you've been wanting. Feel free to come by and see me at my career fair table and connect with me on LinkedIn. And thank you for letting me be a part of your next success. If anybody has a question, we may have time for one. All right, stop by and see me if you would like to talk further. Thank you, everybody.